Hey guys, welcome back to Build a Better Adventure. My first playtesting group that playtested the Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign was absolutely new to the system, and I wanted to take this opportunity to 3D print the entire campaign. And in wanting to do so, I had to learn a couple of things, like how to 3D print. Before I had this particular group and this particular campaign to playtest, I did not own a 3D printer. So I acquired a 3D printer and I immediately started getting out and looking at all the various different STLs that exist out there and where to go find new ones. I really wanted elements that I could use like Lego blocks to really craft my adventure. So anything I came up with for the Word doc template of the campaign, then I could 3D print it and have the playtesters really playtest the edges of the game. I noticed that in having the terrain 3D printed, they really get in a little bit more into testing the edges of the game. Oh, well, can I do this? Can I do that? And it helps, I think, inspire some of the creativity that the group is presenting. In my search for STLs, I came across myminifactory.com, and within there, I ended up finding Aether Studios. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, just like every other video prior to this, this is not a paid sponsored video. I just think that what Aether Studios does, and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing that right, I feel like they really care about wanting you to have a very positive experience with 3D printing and adventure. So we're going to see how I didn't have to put down a lot of money, and yet I was able to 3D print a ton of things that are in my game. Right now, my group is going through a series of mountains, and they have to go dive into caves. Aether Studios is pretty much the only thing that I'm using in order to facilitate this. And let me show you. So this is the Aether Studios store page on myminifactory.com. Their store you can find at this particular link that's over here. It's the, again, myminifactory.com users Aether Studio != store. I will have a link in the description area below so you can get right to it. As you can see, they already have 906 different STL sets. A lot of the things that they produce are not just a single STL, so you'll put down a price and be able to acquire quite a few particular STLs that you can print out. And they even offer things which you can use their facets to look at just free objects. And here are just a handful of things that they've provided so that you can test out your printer and make sure that your printer can print these various things before you set out to spend any kind of money. So the next thing I wanted to talk about is, other than just individual things, you can find collections. And the collections here talk about OpenLock, which is a new standard that they're coming up with in order to connect the various tiles together. I use a lot of the DragonLock pieces, but that's only because I started with a bunch of DragonLock connectors. So there's swamps, caverns, hell, deserts, spaceships, capital city, almost anything you can think of, it's here for your use. And I'm sure there's probably a handful of things that don't necessarily fall into collections. So you can come back to this store tab, and then up here, there's a little search window so that you can type in a search. And let's say I've already gone ahead and moved it back out of free stuff to just show everything. And I want to look at trains, and hey, look, there's a bunch of train stuff that they've already created STLs for you. So I've clicked on collections again, and we're going to go into the caverns area because this is just ultimately important for this portion of the campaign. I take a look, and from here, there's a bunch of different sets that you can buy for a single dollar. But in total, I purchased this one for $10 and these three. So the Rich Caverns, the Grim Caverns, Keen Caverns, and Swole Caverns. And for $13, I have more STLs than I can possibly print out and more cavern options than I will ever possibly need. I went ahead and printed out, I'm at about 2/3 full of a 12 gallon container full of these cavern pieces, but let's go ahead and take a look. We're going to look at the rich caverns, $10 bundle, and I just wanted to give you a quick overview of just how much stuff comes in these particular bundles. So these are all nice and detailed, but here you go, a massive cavern area that you can build out of everything that comes here. And as we keep going through all the images, we start seeing that you can create risers, so you have multiple levels and allow for height differentiation as you're doing your terrain. You have, on this case, you can actually print this out in order to put LEDs into one section and have them glow out of your terrain. You have archways where now I can slide in a wall or a door. Is it a secret area? Don't know. Maybe, maybe not. But I now have removable objects so that doors can effectively open, or you can have open sesame kind of options for your game. I have boards holding up walls to maybe prevent cave-ins. I've got just regular arches that don't have doors in them. I have corner areas so that I can create greater archways for really large scale demons and monsters to get in from one area to the next. I have different options for gems, and in my case I've actually painted them in such a way so that the gems actually create this ambient light within the caverns. I have flat tiles, and I'm going to just take a second and just go through some of the slides so that you understand we're going to be here a while in order to show you all the images for what you get for $10. And what's even crazier is that they have a Discord server, right? So beyond the things that you have here, you can go out to this Discord server and make requests. Sometimes they'll even give it to you for free. Sometimes it's a little bit paid extra because it's fairly detailed, but they really have massive customer support, and it's just impressive. You get the sense that when you start purchasing from them and you reach out and you talk to them, they care about your gaming adventure. How is that even possible? But it is that level of impressive. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't printed out some of these. So I'm kind of amazed with you as we're going through them. And we're not even close to being done, right? It's the amount of options that you have here. These are the gems, for instance, that I really created ambient light sources off of. There's an amazement I have when someone is going out of their way to make sure that you have a positive gaming experience. And if my mini factory is not where you go to get your STLs, know that you can find Aether Studios also on Creality Cloud, Cults, and DrivethruRPG. We'll be sure to end the video with a handful of stills of just the first two rooms that I'm using in my campaign. I don't really want to give away the whole world for my adventurers that are playtesting, so please understand. And again, this is a tiny fraction of what I've printed out thus far. Thank you, Aether Studios, for making it possible for me to do this playtest. If you made this far in the video, please make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment, follow, all the things, because I really appreciate each and every one of you. I want to give you guys any tips and tricks I particularly know about to make your games better, both in the storytelling aspects as well as, in this case, the 3D printing aspects. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.